Good morning. It's 10 a.m. on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. I call this meeting of the Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. If everyone would please stand, Commissioner Mahler will give our invocation.
Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking that you bless our great country once again. Lord, we are so privileged to live in the greatest country on the earth, the greatest country in history. And we're that way because of your blessings. And we just ask that you bless us once again in this time of election, a major decision for our country. May the process run smoothly, go along with the desires of the citizens of the country, and come out in a peaceful solution is what we pray for today, Lord. We just ask that you would bless this county family, those of us who are having medical problems, and there are some within our group, and we know that you're the great physician and would lay your hands on people and heal them and bring them back to 100% so that they can work to your glory. Lord, we thank you so much for the many blessings. We are especially appreciative of those that serve us, whether it be in a county position, whether it be in the military, whether it be in law enforcement or in the medical community. All those things help us as we move forward together. We just ask you to bless this county, bless the work that we do here today, that would be to your liking. We ask these things in the name of your precious Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Please join us for the pledge to the U.S. flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, thank you. Everyone please be seated. All right, we don't have any presentations this morning, so it is 10:02 a.m. We will open up for public comment. I'd remind everyone that public comments need to be limited to 5 minutes or less, and that Commissioners Court cannot take action on any item brought up during public comment. Do we have any comments this morning?
It's election day. Everybody go out and vote. Vote, vote, vote.
Are you encouraging people to vote multiple
I am.
times?
No.
Vote
To
early,
vote,
vote
I'm encouraging everybody to go vote. There, one vote. Do your civic duty.
I've got one comment. I would like to introduce Matthew Childs is here this morning. He is the new district chief for our Texas Division of Emergency Management District. We'll invite him to come up and see if he wants to introduce himself and indicate what he does around here. And it's not for the county, it's for the state of Texas.
Thank you, Judge. Matthew Childs, new district chief for TDM District 2, Region 2, Disaster District 3. So I'm located up here in Burke. Cover Montague County to Quanah, Hardman County, and then cover Jack and Graham. I have 11 counties that I cover. So just here to help with disasters, emergency management type stuff. Be working with Dwayne quite a bit. I'll leave my card so that way y'all have contact information, and if you need anything, that's where we'll be. We're all staffed up and ready for the election, and in case communications go down, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're ready. We're prepared.
We'll do the best we can.
That's right. That's right. So thank y'all again.
Thank you. Do we have any other public comment this morning? All right, it is 10:04 and public comment is closed. We'll move along to the consent agenda. I've got 3 things I need to take care of. So items 7, 8, and 9 on the consent agenda. 7 deals with the destruction of outdated inoperable tasers. Consent agenda 8 deals with the disposal of 58 ballistic body armor vest panels. And item 9 has to do with operable but outdated analog two-way radios. For 7 and 8, so tasers and body armor panels, I need to pull those down today. Melvin let me know yesterday that there's some concern that we've got to, because the way the law is written, and though it doesn't make a ton of sense, we've got to try to sell the equipment before we can declare it surplus and then destroy it or dispose of it. So we're doing some more investigating on that and what our requirements are, especially when dealing with these items, because some of them may be protected from just being able to sell to the general public. So we're checking on 7 and 8, and I'd ask, is there any objection to me pulling down items 7 and 8 from the
Pulling them
consent
down for
agenda?
discussion or just?
No,
just
for tabling until
Table, okay.
until later time.
No.
And then what about 9?
Well, let's handle 7 and 8 first, and then we'll talk
Okay.
about 9 if we can. Is there any objection
No,
to tabling
to
7
table,
and 8?
no.
Okay. On 9, I wanted to ask, I don't see, Chief, or could one of y'all speak to who were planning on donating those
We don't
radios
have
to?
any plans, that's an analog radio, and no one in Wichita County uses it, but some of the smaller counties next to us may still have it.
So it would be outside counties?
Yeah, and it's only one radio.
Oh, it's only one radio.
Yeah, it's only one radio.
Okay.
It's just, it's outdated for us, and
Melvin, it's your advice that we pull that one down too, since it's an outside county, right?
Yeah, that's
Look
what
at
I,
it
it's
further. Okay.
unfortunately, yeah, but I didn't know it was only one, I didn't know it was one.
Yeah, I
either,
didn't
yeah,
either.
So just table it?
Is there any objection to tabling item 9 while we figure out how to handle one radio?
No objection.
Okay.
Is it one of those old big ones?
Tana just advertised for those 3 things.
I think that's what we would end up needing to do. But just need to check, because there's some issues. I want to check and make sure, like the body armor panels, there's some rules in place around who we can sell those to and advertise those to.
most of
Yes,
the
Chief.
body armor panels are out of date. I mean, I hate giving somebody that's not gonna work.
Well, and this is the silly thing, Melvin and I were talking about this yesterday. Even though that is the case, we still have to
Well,
do something with them,
We'll
so.
keep them, that's the case, we'll put them in the corner, we've got plenty of places to put them,
Okay.
so.
We have lots of corners full.
We do.
This is one of those, look what you try to do, trying to do something good. No good deed going unpunished. So, sorry, so 7, 8, and 9 have been pulled down off of the consent agenda completely.
So motion to approve consent agenda with the removal of items 7, 8, and 9.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Fincannon to approve the consent agenda as amended. Do we have any questions or comments on any other items on the consent agenda or the motion? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. General business item number 1, review and approve the regular bills for payment. Verify payroll taxes have been filed. And order county treasurer to disperse payroll and/or bills within 72 hours via U.S. mail, FedEx, UPS, or electronically, unless directed otherwise, or may be picked up and ledgered in the treasurer's office.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Beecham to approve, verify, and disperse. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? That motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 2, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve and ratify the minutes of the October 29, 2024 regular session and the November 1st, 2024 special session.
Motion.
Thank
Second.
Mickey Beach, yeah.
Aye.
We've got a motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Mahler to approve and ratify the minutes of both of those sessions. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? That motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 3, discuss, consider, and/or take action to award 30th District Court furniture, fixtures, equipment, and installation bids. Remind everyone, we received one bid last week from COI Group that was for 57, if I remember correctly. Let me make sure.
57.
$57,992.59.
And that's for multiple offices?
That is for the.
And there was only one bid?
It's for the entire suite, so including the courtroom and all the new jury room, the new witness room.
Witness room.
Yeah.
The office
Over
suite
20
itself.
Yeah, the
20 or
jury
25
assembly
items.
room, yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing in the courtroom is just the seating for the counsel, and the different, the judge, the
Yeah.
court reporter, et cetera.
Cumulatively, they add up, but otherwise, they weren't bad
No,
bids.
no,
They,
it's-
I mean, they were affordable.
And Judge's office is wood furniture, so it's a notch above what we would generally buy. So,
Entertain a motion.
I'd make that motion to approve.
Second.
And we did work with COI to identify the furniture that we have existing that could go back in, and we can clean it and reuse it, and so that's why some of the bids lower than what we typically see on outfitting an entire suite.
Okay. All right, so we've got a motion by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Mahler, to approve the COI group bid $57,992.59. Does anyone have any questions, comments on the motion or the item itself? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 4, discuss, consider, and/or take action to authorize Purple Wave to sell sheriff's office vehicles at auction on our behalf. This is the follow-up to the discussion we had 3-4 weeks ago, and then again last week on the best way to dispose of the 4 sheriff's office vehicles.
Well, and actually, Judge, I think there's some more, if this approves, that Patrick would have out at the old campus.
I think I might like to ask to wait to see what Purple Wave gets back on these so we can compare them to what the enterprise bid was. Because if the
Do
Purple,
these 4 first?
do these 4 first and then compare, and if Purple Wave's significantly or even a little bit higher, then we'll know and we can move forward with Purple
Okay.
Wave. And if enterprise was higher, then we'll know that and we can go that way
Okay.
too.
Very
But
good way to.
Patrick, we could still photograph everything, that way we've got them sitting there, ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Because Purple Wave typically, they'll turn that around and we'll have bids pretty quickly, right?
Yeah,
But Purple Wave comes and takes pictures.
and they
everything.
vet everything,
So
Judge,
it'd be good to let them do all the pictures
while they're here,
Yeah.
and that'll save us
Make
some
another
time
trip.
of having to fit back in. And Tana will need to get these 4 vehicles that were on the agenda 3 weeks ago or whatever. I need to get you that information to advertise that we're going to sell them on Purple Wave.
Yes, sir.
Judge, we've had such a good experience with Purple Wave lately on that equipment. They do a super job of marketing it and all. I just think we're gonna be happy, and I think it's a great idea to give it a try. And thanks to Commissioner Watts, he's kind of handled that deal for us, and it's been very successful, so
No, I'll let go of that, and I think that's right. I think Purple Wave will come back higher.
we
Just
have a lot of confidence in them.
would like to know that for sure, at least with this small sample before. All right, so do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
So,
I think the Commissioner Beecham sort of coughed out.
Well, he's been trained.
I'm at a loss for words today, so.
Been trained.
We've got a motion from Commissioner Fincannon to authorize Purple Wave to sell sheriff's office vehicles at auction on our behalf. Motion seconded by Commissioner Beecham. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 5 is discuss, consider, and/or take action to authorize the county judge to sign an agreement with Purple Wave under the authority of Local Government Code 263.151, Subchapter D, to sell items as surplus property at auction. So this one came about, Commissioner Watts worked with Melvin on this. We had a agreement covering road and bridge sales, but it was specifically to road and bridge and didn't cover the rest of the county. This is a umbrella agreement that would cover all of Wichita County if we choose to sell Purple Wave.
Right, and this way, the district attorney can do it on his if he gets ready to trade, or
put anything on there, and, well, anyone. Maintenance as well, we've got vehicles there that we've sold before, one on Purple Wave, so that eliminates all these flying around
Yeah.
agreements.
Motion to approve.
Question from,
Is it just vehicles or is it other equipment?
It's other
It's,
equipment,
it's broad.
and the,
What we have in that warehouse?
yes.
Yes.
You could
And-
sell any of it.
And what it is, on that wheel, they have still government entities, they have not pushed us back, but if I or Barry wanted to sell something that was under, just a lot of, say, tools that weren't probably gonna bring very much money, they would be reluctant to do that. Government, entities, they are still taking those lots and we
Pallet
just
lots.
pallet lots or whatever you would have there, and we can sell all of that. They'll come up and we would just organize it on pallets or put it together, and then they'd come take
Not that
pictures.
you have any pallet lots.
pallet lot of about 500 filing cabinets.
Lots of pallets now.
Well, and just to remind that even with this new agreement in place, the same criteria is there that have to come to court to get it, because we'll have to post to sell and make a declaration of if it's surplus property or not, so.
And that really helps us because it notifies people locally that we've got something going on that they might be interested. Otherwise, it's the world out there that's looking at it that are active on that site. And this way they can at least know that we're wanting to do something. Tana does a great job of getting it broke out and identified in the paper for those ads, so.
We got a motion by Commissioner Mahler. Do I have a second?
Yes.
All right, second by Commissioner Beecham to authorize the county judge to sign an agreement with Purple Wave under the authority of Local Government Code 263.151, Subchapter D, to sell items as surplus property at auction. All right, do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Item number 6, discuss, consider, and/or take action to allow the City of Wichita Falls Fire Department to use 10 digital mobile radios, XTL 2500, for use for mutual aid purposes. Commissioner Fincannon, did you want to
Yes.
talk about that one?
I've met with Dwayne with the MO and the city fire department, fire chief over there and staff. This is a kind of an odd deal. Usually the city of Wichita Falls has better, more up-to-date radio systems in the county. At this time, not necessarily the case. We're gone digital, and we also have I forget how many digital radios we have, 50, I think 50-something digital radios that we have now that we've pulled out and replaced with that ARPA money when we were doing the towers and new digital radios. But what that has done since we've gone to a digital system is the city of Wichita Falls right now has no way to communicate with our local rural fire departments when they're out in the county, and they do all cover mutual aid. So the city of Wichita Falls Fire Department responds to county fires nowadays as the rural fire departments. If there was something to happen here in Wichita Falls, they could respond to the city of Wichita Falls too to help in mutual aid. By doing these 10 radios, what that'll do is put 10 radios in strategically placed fire units of the city, and they will have communications with all our rural fire departments. So I think this is not something we're having to spend money on. It's something we have that we're probably at some point going to be disposing of these radios. But until the city of Wichita Falls can bring in later date radios and upgrade their system, they'll be able to use ours. I think that's a great asset for the county to work with the city and our local communities to all work together. Anytime we have a disaster nowadays, if you watch the news, one of the biggest problems you see is communication. People can't talk to people. No different than the FBI talking to local on a shooting of a prior president. We need to have communication between city and county units, so that's what that's for. And I don't know if Dwayne or the fire department would like to say anything any further.
Yeah, Dwayne, did you want to add anything to that? Yeah, just so the mic can pick you up. You know, Dwayne's so soft-spoken.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Like Commissioner Fincannon said, we had that meeting last week with Chief Hughes, Chief Melton, some other representatives from the fire department and our office also. These radios will go to strategically placed units, basically your outlying units that cover Iowa Park, Holiday, Wichita West area, Burke Burnett, and those areas there. So they'll be placed in brush trucks or wildland engines, and then those wildland engines that are at these outside Station 4 by the base, Station 7 by City View, and Station 6 by Ryder, they respond out there. So they have an engine that goes with them. So those two go together when they respond. And also when those units respond, we'll get a safety wagon from Wichita Falls, which will have a safety captain there, and he can communicate with those engines. Okay. So we're going to put one in there. And then the two squads, which are the manpower squads, they're covered on each side of the city. They'll respond for structure fires or anything else that we call for. So that's two more units that are going in there. And then the chief's wagon, they'll respond also in certain situations. So there'll be one in there. So that'll put the total of 10. And like I said, these radios are just sitting at the office. They were going to go to the county fire departments already, but when we got the ARPA funds, those went back to the office, and we got all the digital radios, and all of the county fire departments are all digital with all the same radio system. So this is a way to give back to them for the mutual aid that they give us, because they by far give more mutual aid to us than we are able to give to them. Not that we don't want to come help, it's just there's a lot more units and stuff to be able to respond in the city to help their situation, but we are capable of coming back for that. So that was the reason for this, and we will write a MOU with the city in agreement and have the judge sign it and the mayor sign that, and get all those radios. And when they're done with them, they're under the understanding that these radios are not supported by Motorola anymore. So if something happens, that radio's just done and disband or whatever. So that's where we're at.
But
on
when they're
that.
done, they will come back to the
Yes.
county if we need to.
Yes.
We need to auction them off at some point in
Yeah.
time or whatever. They're still county property, and they will revert back to the county at some point in time.
Dwayne, what about our, I know we're, don't have communication right now, and the graders and dozers here. Are we going to use handheld units for that, and they'll check in at fire to get something to communicate with?
That's actually something I talked to Jack the other day when he was over at the office. I caught him, and I believe you guys have some radios in your supervisor pickups and in the dozer and stuff, but that is something we can also look at getting that. These radios here can get them programmed to put those in.
Well,
so I'm
good.
trying to
That'd be
work
good.
on that also with you
Okay.
guys and figure out the best way to where they need to go, and probably get with Jack, since he's kind of the main one, I guess, of the equipment operating it, and then he can figure out what supervisor pickups it needs to go in, and the graders and
Perfect.
dozers, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
But I figured that would be, these radios can do the same thing that they're doing for the fire department here, so.
Yeah. With those handhelds we have, connect with this.
The ones we
handheld-
currently have?
Those,
That I would have to get with Dwayne at Mobile Phone to find out for sure.
just curious, but.
If not, we can work,
That might
we
be
can
helpful
figure,
too.
figure
Yeah.
something out for that too,
Yeah.
so. And I have Chief Tressler here if he would like to say anything for the
Chief, do you
fire
want
department.
to say anything? Welcome, by the way.
Thank you for
You're
your
in
time
hostile
today.
territory.
I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Not too
No,
bad.
Commissioner Fincannon makes a lot of the county meetings, and so we kind of meet up there, and appreciate you coming to those. So this would be a great help for the city of Wichita Falls. We are a little limited right now on communications. As you all know, we make a lot of mutual aid calls out in the county. Seems like in the last several years, we've started working real close with county fire departments, a lot closer than we ever have, so.
And I would like to note, just to the citizens here, it has not always been that way. The
No.
fire department, City of Wichita Falls Fire Department right now, their administrative staff has been excellent in making it a more cooperative work relationship. And I appreciate it. Just want to know.
You're certainly welcome. Like I said, we're a little limited on our communications, so this would certainly help in that area. So anything you could do to help us out. We have some communications, but it's very limited on site when we get out there. So anything you can do to help would certainly help us continue to help the county out as well.
helping you
Sounds
help
good.
us.
Help us help you.
Yeah.
It's a kind of swap of roles, as it
Yeah.
were, so I'd make the motion to approve. It's a good deal.
Second.
Glad we're able to cooperate.
We all work for the same people. That's the
We
important
do.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are on the same team.
We are on the same team.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for the work on this behind the scenes and for this morning. Commissioner, thank you as well. So we've got a motion by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Fincannon, to allow the City of Wichita Falls Fire Department to use 10 digital mobile radios for use for mutual aid purposes. Anyone have any questions or comments on the motion or the item?
Judge, this is exactly what I was thinking of the other day when we were talking about the ARPA money deal, and Mickey already had it in the works. And so that's a win-win.
It's a
That's a
good
thing.
deal.
Yep.
Very important to our citizens.
Any other questions or comments? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 7, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve Cornerstone quote number 1125766 in the amount of $7,804.67 for the purchase of a new server and hard drives, DIV ARIP all-in-one 7000 management appliance to be paid from 409 with lines determined by the county auditor. I am going to suggest one modification to whatever motion is made, that this be paid from Department 511, which is the LEC building fund. It makes sense to me that that would come from there. Not the bond, but the
Yeah.
actual department in the budget. And this is what we talked about on Friday. Chief presented on that we've got to replace, we don't have to, but it makes a ton of sense because of warranty issues and other things to replace the full server at a much reduced cost than it would be if we had to do it ourselves. It's something that needs to take place, and so.
After that presentation on Friday, I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Mahler, to approve Cornerstone quote number 1125766 in the amount of $7804.67 to be paid from Department 511 with lines determined by the county auditor. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, that motion's before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 8, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve Visionality quote number JF101024M-01 in the amount of $45,909.83 for video conference equipment and audio system for the Iowa Park Annex to be paid from permanent improvement with lines determined by the county auditor.
Judge, I'm gonna ask that be removed, be pulled. After speaking with Brendan and others yesterday, I think we can handle that in-house at a much reduced cost. So we'll be coming back with a proposal to do that work in-house.
Thank you, because I had
Yep.
questions about it.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
news.
Yeah, thank you both to Commissioner Beecham and to Brendan for working on that, seeing that amount and doing something that I think could be significantly less expensive. Is there any objection to Commissioner Beecham's, not motion, but Commissioner Beecham suggesting we table this item?
Good.
All right, item number 8 is tabled. Item number 9, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve one of 2 quotes for removal of soil and old concrete as needed to replace the north parking lot approach. Pour concrete on the west side of the 7th Street side of the courthouse, replace numerous sections of curb, and replace approximately 25 feet of sidewalk on the south side of the courthouse to be paid from permanent improvement with lines determined by the county auditor. Ricky, do you want to talk through this one and what is being proposed?
Where's mud, right?
There's mud.
It's a little hard to read, and there wasn't any drawings on the back, so I was curious.
So, but since then, y'all did get like a map?
Yeah, it's attached now.
It is, yeah.
So basically what this entails is on the south side of the courthouse, the main entrance, the original main entrance to the courthouse, at one point we concreted the east side of the steps. And so now the west side, we want to get that done as well and so it looks complete and it's done.
Is that gonna still slope, or is it gonna be level?
It's gonna slope slightly towards, away from the building.
Not like it is now.
Right, yeah, that big giant slope, no, that's gonna, we're
Okay.
gonna bring all that and move it.
Get it back to where it looks right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that's taking care of that section. There's also in front of the courthouse, on the east side of the sidewalk there's a section of it about 20 foot long, 23 foot long, that some of it has broken up where it's been patched in sections. We're just gonna do that whole piece and get that whole piece redone. So it's kinda, hopefully we don't have all this breakage, you know,
Which is
coming
our
up.
main entrance now.
Right, yeah. And also in this, as you go around the courthouse, if y'all driven around, you may have seen some, some blue paint on curbs, where we've got curbs that are blown out. Some of these are, most of these are the tall 6-inch curbs that are cratered. They're good for taking out people's tires and things like that. But we got a lot of curb work that is included in this. Once again, it's all marked around the courthouse. I tried to highlight on the map just different sections. I tried to get everything. There's some curbs that have some chipping, but they're not blown out, so to speak. So I'm not, you know, I didn't raise the red flag on everything I saw, but this is just to try to get things back to copacetic, you know. Another big part of this is the north entry to the parking lot. When you come off of 6th Street and you turn into the front of the courthouse parking lot, of course, you know, that whole entry is getting pretty beat up. It's got a big hole.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to tell me about.
Trenched across and,
So you're gonna take that approach all the way from the city street, all the way up into
Yeah.
the parking lot?
Yes,
That's
we're gonna
good.
take that entire approach out, all the way from the street into the county parking lot and redo that whole approach with the, you know, so the sidewalk part's included with that too. So we're doing quite a bit of work.
This is not including the area going into to your parking area, where the generator's at, to get into that
No,
approach there? It's
no,
not
that
really
approach is, that, the contractor has part of that in their contract to do the slab out in front of, you talking about where the roll-up
The
door?
rec yard.
Yeah.
Rec yard. Yeah, the contractor has a slab portion that goes in there, and then at some point to get it from there to the street, but
We've
that's
got
gonna
a
be a
second
different
one.
challenge.
a second concrete job coming later on, probably next year. It'll include the whole northwest corner that we're working with the city on, and that driveway approach. It's a little more involved, so I originally thought we were going after that on this one, but no, it's quite a bit more involved in that northwest corner.
That'll be a big, I mean, that's a big approach there. I didn't know, and part of that's already included with the remodel?
Just the, no,
Just the slab up to,
Up
not,
to
not,
the top.
not the driveway approach.
Okay.
Ricky, that'll clean that whole deal up though, and it really needs it. It's in pretty tough shape.
Yeah, it'll kind of let us somewhat finish what we kind of started
Yeah.
and get, you know, things where people can park along the curb without worrying about taking wheels out, and they can drive in the parking lot without feeling
You
like
get
they're
that old
going down a
sidewalk
wagon trail.
Broke up, and that's sure a tripping hazard too.
Oh, yeah, and then you get chunks laying out in the street. And, yeah.
Not gonna need to do any drainage for the west side of the south stairs, because I know we had to do that on the east side to fix the water pooling problem. Don't envision needing to do that on the other
No,
side.
we don't have that here on this side. So,
Just
And-
FYI, we did get a little bit of water in over this 5-inch rain event over the weekend.
Oh, on
It's
the-
not near like it used to be, but we think it might be attributed to the bathroom vent still that needs to be closed off. So it's, they're damp, the carpet's damp, but it's not the gallons of water we used to
Right.
see. So
if we'd have had this rain before we'd done this, we'd be,
it'd be all the way
It'd be a
out.
rowboat down there.
we could float their refrigerator out of there.
That's
Only
good.
one other question. As far as the curb around that north parking lot over there, did we ever fix those? There was some blown out curbs over there too.
Carve
No,
around.
they're not on this, they're not.
No, have we ever fixed?
No, they're still, they're
Okay.
gonna wait for a different project.
Okay.
On the north parking lot.
And the.
One across the street.
Looks like
Oh.
we're behind the bail bonds where they were moving construction
That part of that
equipment, they
city.
bust those.
That was already done before that construction equipment was ever moved in. Those curbs were blown out, and those curbs are blown out on the city side. 'Cause they
On
made
the
it,
city side, what do you
yeah.
mean?
The city owns half that parking lot, and they made us move our stuff over to our half of the parking lot, so.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it was jointly owned.
It is jointly owned, but they put a 50-yard line in, so we stay on our 50, outside the 50-yard line.
But nevertheless, all that stuff is running out on those parking lots, and
Yeah, it
they,
is.
they need to fix it or something needs to be done. But this one behind Juvenile, it's just failed curbing, that a lot of issues on those aprons coming in there, they have failed, and
Yeah, and at this point, I haven't included any other buildings. This is just things I identified around the courthouse.
right.
Yeah, that may be some, up for the next one.
Mhm.
But I definitely know what you're talking about. I know we do have some other issues that
Yeah.
we need to address.
There was one other concrete issue that Rick and I discussed this morning that we failed to put on here, is a retaining wall around the air handlers outside. I don't know if we can do this on this, since we've got an actual quote for,
Yeah.
or if we can extend the quote and going above.
I'd just put it with your other, garage door quote, Mark.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine.
So, Ricky, we've got the Wilson contracting quote for $10,504.80. Then we've got two from Jesus Valdez. Are those separate options, or are those supposed to be together, and that's the quote?
What he did here is this is basically two separate quotes, but it's for this entire project. So what he did is he put one quote, which was just taking care of the, now I've got to get my directions right. The west side of the front steps, that's at 1,056 square feet of concrete that he had the quote for $77.35. That was just for that side of the steps by itself.
Just for
Oh,
this.
well, it
And-
looked like the demolition was out of there.
Yeah, and, well, and he's got concrete, rebar, lumber, machinery, that's where he's doing, so that was that project. And then the entry, to the parking lot on the, north side of the building, the curbing and that other stretch of sidewalk that we talked about just a minute ago, that was on this other bid. So his total for the project was, roughly $7,700.
18,125.
Yeah,
Add them
total.
both together.
Yeah. So
So there's quite a big difference in the two bids.
quite a big difference.
Oh.
And
I didn't read it.
you
that
feel
way.
that
Those are apples to apples.
Just the work and the scope is the same. The prices are obviously not. And
Okay.
that's,
And
yeah.
if, do you think there's any ability to, once we select this contractor, that we could, remove some of that concrete and lower some of that? Not remove it per se, but haul it off for them.
What's,
I mean, I noticed $2,000 was in the bid for that, wasn't it, roughly 2,500?
So most of what you're talking about is things that you're demoing out. So you're demoing out the drive. So all that's got to come out before you can put it back down. We have the footer that runs around the front of the courthouse. That's got to get demoed out. But everything else, you're cutting and demoing out and you're replacing. So are you asking, can we demo it?
Can we haul off, not demo, I don't want to get into
Okay.
that, but if we hauled the concrete off, I don't know how much of this was disposal for concrete, and we can take it free of charge somewhere, so I didn't know if there
I
was
think
any.
that's probably just their labor to cut it up, and
Yeah.
load it up.
Okay.
They're gonna take it
no,
to the
this
same place.
is
we
a
would take it.
very
Okay.
inexpensive bid.
Yeah, for the amount of work that we're getting done, I don't know that us pulling all the resources we could get, which would have to involve some precinct equipment, because we don't have it, but getting more precincts equipment and people, you gotta figure out where you end up.
Yeah, I don't want to do any of the demo for sure, but if it was just hauling off concrete, I didn't know if they'd broke.
Yeah, they would actually have to break
specified
it,
that.
set it to the side for us to come in with a skid steer, and then we'd pick it up, and I don't know that there would be much of an
They're
advantage to
still gonna
that,
have the
in
same
my
labor
opinion.
doing that, piling it up. as they are
Probably.
loading.
Yeah.
Haul it to the recycler, we need the product.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Motion to approve the Wilson bid.
Second.
That is good product.
Anything else, Jimmy?
Thank you for the map.
Yep, you bet.
I was having a hard time figuring out where the west side of Seventh Street was.
It's there, you just gotta look.
It's way down the street though.
Everything's looking so good, what you've done so far.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Beecham, to approve the Wilson Contracting quote of $10,504.80 to be paid from permanent improvement with lines determined by the county auditor. Any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 10, open and take action as necessary on bids to install retro-reflective Type 2 traffic paint with glass traffic beads for approximately 6.8 linear miles of white 4-inch edge strip and 3.4 linear miles of 4-inch skip yellow along Old State Road. I'm gonna miss this item being on the agenda.
We have one bid, Judge, and it's from Southern Site Services.
All right. Southern Site Services.
Never heard of it.
Which is out of Wichita Falls. But the estimate from them is $29,840.
Take under advisement.
All right, I think if I heard correctly, Commissioner Beecham wants to take that under advisement.
Yes.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Yes. Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Fincannon to take no action today except take the bid under advisement. Have any questions or comments on that motion or the item itself? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 11, receive activities report from building maintenance and housekeeping. Ricky, second time, come on down.
Back at it. I think we got a movie for you too.
All right.
All right. I invited all the housekeeping and maintenance department here because I wanted them to be part of this conversation. And also, I thought I'd give them a good opportunity to see
The magic happened?
the magic that happens up here. And are y'all entertained so far? Is it?
Those are the faces of entertained people right there.
This is it. So basically, what I put together here is just kind of a brief overview and a conglomeration of things that we've been doing in the maintenance and housekeeping department. We'll carry on. So of course, it's been a busy year. Everybody knows that. There's a lot going on with construction and everything else, and they, in that process of construction and building, it starts other processes spinning off as a result of those. Does that make sense? Okay. Just kind of going into landscaping. So we've done a lot of things on the landscaping side. We're trying to make the courthouse look a lot better. I know when I came about 3 years ago, the grass was a nice shade of brown and the trees weren't much better, and we haven't done anything with it until this year when we really dove into it really hard, trying to make it look better. We did everything from sod to sprinkler system. Sprinkler system was a big deal because it had been covered by soil and everything else because it hadn't been used in years, as far as I know anyway. We spent probably about 800 man-hours working on sprinkler systems. And that's digging up heads, raising them up, fixing broken lines, having to reroute lines that were going to other places that weren't even in service anymore. And concrete, when you do concrete, you got to get the sprinklers out from under that. So it's just a lot of changing and a lot of moving things. We also, have, we been building fences. We've built some fences. We've done a lot of decomposed granite, putting that on the ground, trying to fill some of these voids where we don't just have mud for people to track around. It gives it a little better appearance.
Removed a ton of shrubbery,
Ton of shrubbery, yeah,
more than a ton.
ton of
Several
shrubbery.
tons.
Installing lighting. We also picked up about 1,000 pounds of pigeon feathers and fertilizer. And so there's
Highly
been
organic, yeah.
there's been a whole lot there that has happened on the landscaping side and the beautification of the building. And I always like to say, all with big, happy smiles on their faces. So all the guys that were helping, they all had big, happy smiles when they were cleaning up the fertilizer. But everybody pitched in to get that done. It was a monumental task.
I saw some of those big happy smiles in July working on sprinkler systems out in the sun. Too.
Yeah. And so we'll go on to our next category, housekeeping. There's a whole lot going on in housekeeping. Daily, the ladies come in to our buildings here at the county, and their goal is to try to make our buildings look the best they can look and try to make them shine. For this last year, solid for sure, with all the construction, and the prior year to that, it's been a challenge trying to keep up with floors and restrooms and everything, because you start tracking construction debris. If you've done it at your home, you can imagine what it's like. And when you're remodeling the kitchen and your wife's steadily complaining because there's sawdust in the washing machine. So this is something they've been doing at all the buildings or here in the annex. So they have really done a super job just keeping it clean and making it really presentable for the public. Once again, going back to the construction being a real challenge, that I'm hoping, and I think that we will see as construction slows down, that they will get a little more ahead of the curve, because I think they stay right at it. They're as much as coming in, they're
to
fighting.
stay even.
Yeah. So it's a dead heat on who's winning between the dirt and what they can try to contain and clean up. So I think at one point it's going to swing the other way, and their lives are going to be easier, and we're going to have a lot cleaner facility. It's just going to look better, and we can focus also on some other things we want to do to clean things better, or dig into some problems that we may have with floors with stains and stuff like that. Right now, they're doing a great job just to keep it going. Great job. And then there's remodeling and construction. This is something that is really, I think, unique that the guys do here in this department, which is basically building almost anything.
Yeah.
When we look at a task, one of the things we ask ourselves, one, do we have the skills? Do we have the tools? Do we have the funds? That's always a good one. And I usually go up here when I'm talking. And do we have the time? Because certain projects just warrant a time frame. And can you get something that big done, if it's big, can you get it done within a reasonable amount of time where you're not going to sacrifice too much on the other side, So those are all things that we look at before we decide that we're going to take on a job, or the fact that Mark says, hey, I really need this done, and that kind of helps, that pushes things along too. But, the good thing is these guys are willing to do pretty much anything, whatever it takes to get it done, and to make it look good, and to really take pride, in the work that they do. It's just, it amazes me sometimes that, if you look at the picture that's on the right, this was 2 separate offices, and they were small offices. This was over at the veterans office. And, when I went over and looked at it, and they're like, well, we're going to turn this into one big office, so we have more room to get in and out and all this. I was like looking at the ceilings and everything, and I'm like, well, okay, well, we can try to do this, try to do that. And so anyway, I turned it over to Gilbert and Jay, and some of the other guys were helping out here and there, and just said, hey guys, here's what they want. And what are we gonna do? And this is what came from it. It's like you can't even tell that was 2 offices.
Yeah.
And so they really did a super job. Picture on the left, that's a job that we're wrapping up right now. That's a break room on the 2nd floor at the annex. If you would have seen that, if you've ever been in there.
It was pretty sad.
It was definitely dated. It had a refrigerator that, I think there was Jimmy Hoffa might have been in there.
Well, we called it the Jeffrey Dahmer refrigerator. What was in
It was just not pleasant. So, you know, it's just so whether the jobs are small or big or small, it doesn't matter. The guys are just pretty much have yeah, we can do it. We can do it type attitude. And that goes a long ways. If you can have the right attitude, you can do a lot of things. Customer service. This is a big one. For me anyway. You know, I've been in the customer service business pretty much all my life, and all my working life, I should say. And when I came to the county, I thought, well, this isn't really like a customer service oriented type business. That's my first thought. In very short order, I figured out this is the mecca of customer service. This is where it's really got to happen. I mean, because you know, you serve so many people, and at all different types of capacities and different needs. So anyway, then I was like, okay, well, now I figured that out. Now is my staff up to the challenge of providing this type of customer service? So I'm probably gonna have to do a bunch of training and, you know, get those guys. They already knew that they were, maybe not necessarily I'm in a customer service business, but they already knew some of the things it took to provide customer service, and they were already doing it. So it wasn't a monumental task as I thought it was going to be, which is great. They're following in quite well. So that being said, you know, as I walk around and I talk to people, you know, we have people approach us with just all kinds of things. You know, some things you wouldn't believe, but people are just willing to help people, and we're willing to make them happy. And it's helping a person here in the public that's trying to find an office, you know, to walk them and show them where they need to go, point them out, or just get them where they need to go. It's just people helping people. And that's just really, I think, is a huge part of what they do here, what we all do. And that's, I'm talking about housekeepers, maintenance people, even other people in the county. I see it everywhere. So it's really kind of, for a person that's really big on customer service, this is kind of a neat place for me to see that going on. And of course, some signage always helps. You know, that helps get people around it. But they're not going to look at them, but still, they look good to us.
It helps when I'm directing folks.
Yeah.
That sign right there, you just
Yeah.
follow that sign, it does.
Yeah. Building maintenance, everything from electricity to water, whether it be clear or brown, just depends on what floor you're on. And I have chased that, and we will find it. I don't know where, but we're gonna find out where the brown water is coming from. If you'll give it a minute though, really, it'll clear up. It's okay. Air conditioning. You know, it's always important to have a properly working air conditioning equipment. Y'all might remember this guy.
We have you here.
This guy off an airplane.
Yeah.
And then, of course, what brings all this together is the people, all the people that we have here. All the housekeeping team, the maintenance team, the support we get from the court and from the other people here in the county. It really does take all of us to get it all done. And I really feel like we have a good team of people and who genuinely concerned about what they're doing.
Ricky, I think you need to go one more slide because there's someone missing from that picture.
Well, that's the bonus
There we go.
photograph. I was saving.
There you go.
I was saving the bonus photo for the last. But no, so seriously, we've had a really busy year and we've got more to do and we're gonna get finished, and get ready for another run, but, next year. But, we want to give you more information routinely and just kind of let you know what's happening. And I really wanted to take a lot of the time, more of the time is I'm trying to let y'all know I put these people up on a pedestal and they're doing an awesome job and I'm super proud of them. So I just wanted to bring them here and put them in front of y'all.
Great
It's a
job.
good time to brag on everyone, and y'all do an amazing job, every single one of you. I could not be more proud of where we're at and where we're going and the vision that you have for all of our buildings to make them a place where we can all be proud of, where the public is proud to come in. You know, this is nice. And it's well taken care of, and it's apparent that people care about what they do. And well, that shows, and I'm just tickled.
Ricky, the level of maintenance and housekeeping just impresses me every day, and it makes me feel good. You guys are protecting a huge investment that our taxpayers have made in these facilities, and you're keeping it on top, and that really makes a difference. There's nothing makes something go away any quicker than lack of maintenance and lack of, care. And I just think they're the greatest there is. They do a great job every day. I'm impressed every day when I walk through this place. It's just, and I've been here a while, and it's wonderful. Doing a great job. Great job.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky. All right, item number 12, receive update on courthouse renovations and county courthouse annexes.
I think we just did.
Yeah, pretty much. The Eagles have landed, so that's the big news. The restored Eagles are now hanging back up in the 30th District Court. So it's really thrilling to walk in there and see those back on display where they should have never left. So it's good to see that. Annex still taking care of punch list items. Trying to wrap up a bunch of stuff there. Here at the courthouse, other than the Eagles being up, there have been hanging doors and things of that nature at the 30th, so waiting on the big stuff still, finishing. Iowa Park was out there yesterday. They've got all the line locates done, so I guess they're gonna start digging slab soon. That's about it right now.
Yeah, now that voting will be done,
Yeah, they
I think
can.
they're ready to
Yeah, I kind of asked them
get going.
to not do a lot there inside until voting was over.
Okay, any questions on that item? All right, it is 10:58 and court is adjourned.